every brother that's caught in the crossfire. That's caught in the crossfire.
Without mercy.
Alright, how's it going everybody? It is Alninio here, and I'm currently with Mrfurythegreat. He's helping me out with the Sigma video, so I'd like to give a big thanks to him. In this video, we're going to be just talking about Ana and Sigma, generally damage numbers, as well as very good tips between them, since he's a new hero, and there's a lot of people that want to know what are the things to note as an Ana player. Against a Sigma or with a Sigma. How do you play? How do you play around it? So let's talk about this first. First, we're going to be talking about his left click. It's very important to know that if I sleep a Tracer, Sigma can actually one-shot Tracer pretty much instantaneously solo. So if I were to sleep a Tracer, he would do what he just did. He would left click and then sleep. So this is the idea. So let's just roleplay this. Come with me, Fury. Okay? Come with me around this corner, right? I want you to crouch, alright? Stay behind me right here. Alright, so I see this Tracer, Fury. I see this Tracer, alright? Boom! Alright, I slept her. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Don't wake her up. Don't you hit her. Don't you hit her. Alright, shoot, punch. Boom. That's a dead Tracer. So this will be the most ideal thing to do, is that it's very important to note that his damage numbers, his left click, one projectile, is considered 60. So I want you to hit me in the face right now. Just hit me in the face with a direct impact with left mouse button. As you can see, my health dropped to 80. So he did exactly 120 damage, and punched me once. Boom. Punch does 30 damage. So what he would do is he would one-shot Tracer, pretty much. So I'm gonna go back to full. It's also very important to note that if you do sleep a Tracer, try to call out your Sigma. Tell him in voice chat to come over to the slept target, because he's so phenomenal at it. He's one of the only tanks that can actually one-shot Tracer effectively before she recalls. The idea here, and I say this, I emphasize this, is because Sigma can one-shot Tracer before she can recall, and when she recalls, she gets back full health. So if you sleep her, and then Sigma walks up, shoot, punch, Tracer cannot recall in time, because she died too fast, and the wake-up animation takes long, so as you wake up, it takes longer. Okay, the other thing we're going to be talking about is his left click, splash damage. So Fury, I want you to hit left click on the ground here and here. And let's just show you the damage. Look at my health bar. So right now my health bar is 173, alright? Compared to the direct impact. So here's how we're going to explain what his left click is. So it's very important to note. Alright, come a bit closer, Fury. It's very important to note. Ooh, that was pretty sick. That did 100. I am at 179 HP from that one. Very important to note. His left click is considered a projectile explosive damage. It is not considered like a Widow shot. Widow shot would be like a hit scan. His shot is explosive damage, so think of it like Pharah. Pharah left click is considered explosive damage, so you cannot headshot with his left click. You have explosive damage, so explosive damage on top of your head, on your foot, on your whatever, as long as it hits your body, it will do that damage of 60. If both of them hit, it will do 120. So that's something to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is, let's talk about his absorb. So Fury, I want you to absorb real quick. Sleep dart goes through. Rather, gets absorbed. I want you to keep spamming that, and I'll show them the line of behind them, at what point I can sleep. So I want you to start absorbing now. So right here, you can sleep. If you get a bit closer, now you can go ahead and do that now when you are prepared. I just want to show you guys that the hitbox itself. Alright, go for it. Right there. So, as you can see, it takes pretty much more than his hitbox size. So, it can actually block people behind Sigma as well that are standing here. And they cannot be slept. However, once you have your absorb up, just go ahead and do it right now. You can absorb the nade as well. But, if you land it right where the thing is, you can actually anti-Sigma. But it's not optimal to do that, because Sigma will be walking. He's not going to be standing still, so he will walk forward and eventually can block your nade. But if you can properly throw your nade, if you can properly throw it, then go for it. But most of the time, it's better to just get a better angle and anti the people that are behind Sigma, and try to do that. Now, let's talk about his shield. So go ahead and throw shield in front of my face here. So the shield itself is 1,500 health, so it's going to take a while for you to actually damage it, and he can pull it back. I want you to keep spamming it as well. Just keep spamming the shield. you cannot sleep Sigma because of the cast time of your sleep. So let's do that again. Right there, that was an extremely lucky one. So this kind of thing is very. Let's punch me. Don't punch me back. Here, if you don't, if you do, there's gonna be problems. All right, so we got that highlighted. He's walking up to punch me. All right, so that's the idea, right? Is that the sleeping time should be very precise. When you do sleep Sigma, I want you to keep spamming that again. There's a cast time here. See? He can pull back, and then after a certain amount of time, he can cast again. It's not like zoom in, out, and out, and out very quickly. So you have to sleep him like right here, because otherwise he will have the thing back up, and he's gonna just block the sleep. So it's better to sleep him in a different way. But it's very important to get. He punched me. We're gonna talk about this after the video, Fury. All right, we're gonna talk about this later. But yeah, basically he can completely block your sleep dart. So watch out for that when trying to sleep Sigma. Another thing we're gonna be talking about. Okay, I want you to stand over there, Fury. Is his full combo is left click 2 projectiles plus the stun. So when you have the stun, I want you to do the full combo on me and just direct impact. Boom. So you can get 200 HP pretty much instantaneously. So it's very important to keep in mind that his rock does 80 damage. So you can one shot, or rather, it's not really a one shot, you have to land everything. But you can kill any 200 HP hero immediately with this combo. But it all has to be direct impact. So keep that in mind. Oh, he's hiding over here. How's it going there? We got problems. We got problems. He's looking for a sneak attack, alright? You gotta watch out, guys. You can see, it's actually good that you did that, because you can see through the glass here. If someone tries to do this, ideally they should be hiding here, really. Just a quick tip on King's Row. Let's get back here. Alright, so next up we're going to be talking about Sigma's ultimate. And very important things that need to be noted is that Nano Boost will amplify his damage by quite a lot. Not during the elevation, but during descending. So when you descend, it's going to do 50% of your maximum health. So it will be most effective against tanks, against people who have a lot of health. So I want you to go ahead and just ult me right now, Fury, and I'll show you. 50 damage elevation, boom, based on max health of 200. So that's how much damage it would do to a 200 HP hero. But it's really good against tanks because it does 50% of maximum health damage. Now let's talk about, can you sleep dart, right? Can you sleep dart Sigma while he's in ult form? And we've tested this out before, so I'm going to show you right here. Go ahead and use ult. You can ulti here. See, you have to actually ult him. This is actually really good. We showed this. He can actually get his ult off. You don't sleep him in time. So it's actually very important that you try to sleep him as soon as you see him elevating. Otherwise, his ult will actually go through, and everyone will get knocked in the air and down. So I want you to go ahead and do the ulti again when you have it. So you have to sleep him before he says the word synchronize. So his voice line is something something synchronize. So you have to sleep him before that. So I want you to do the ulti again, and let's hear the voice line of when it happens, okay? When you have it, by the way, when you have it. Cooldown goes pretty fast, by the way, guys, so... There it is. See that? That's the voice line, and that's his ultimate. So you want to try to sleep him as soon as he's ascending. Just try your best to do that, and you can actually cancel his ulti if you sleep him before he casts it. Now, if he does indeed ult a tank, right? The important thing to note is they can use abilities while in the air, and they also move slower, meaning that if you try to sleep an enemy in the air, you won't have problems with that because they'll be moving really slowly. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ulted by Fury when he's there. Oh, he can fly all the way there. So we can sleep him all the way up there. It's very important to note that he can actually cast it instantly or actually delay it and fly in the air more. That's actually a good thing that you showed that, by the way, Fury. So I want you to actually fly all the way in the air. So let's try to get a good sleep here when you have your ulti. So he can actually ascend and dodge your sleep completely. It's actually very important to note that it's not just a set elevation distance. He can actually go further than that, and he can actually do this thing. I want you to do this, Fury. Can you go up and down as your ultimate, as using your ultimate? So I want you to do that when you're ulti and just elevate, descend, and elevate. Descend. Can you do that? Yeah, elevate, descend, elevate. See that? See that? See that? So he can. So if Sigma is really good, he would actually do that to avoid getting headshotted by Widowmakers, to avoid getting slept by Annas. So this is actually very, very good tip for Sigma players, by the way, is to actually try to be less predictable in your movement, so that you don't get slept by Annas and things like that. But yeah, it's very important to note that. Another thing to talk about is hitbox. It is very important to know that yes, he's elevating, but you can actually sleep him right under here. This is his hitbox. This is considered a sleep right here. So right there, you can actually sleep him, even though it's not directly on him. Just wake him up real quick. He doesn't deserve to sleep for that long. Let's try between his legs. It will in fact sleep him. So his entire leg over here can actually be slept all the way up to his crotch. Right there. It is all considered part of his hitbox. So you can actually sleep him there. Also important to note that he has less hitbox than Reinhardt. Reinhardt is massive. So that's also another thing I'd like to point out. But yeah, that's pretty much for his hitbox, really. Other than that, this is a combo you want to do against him. Shoot, sleep, shoot, nade. Look at his health. It's like almost pretty much dropped to half health. But yeah, generally, when you sleep Sigma plays, by the way, if I sleep him, it's better to wait at the last second, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Right now, and then shoot punch. Because the wake up animation would just take longer. This applies to any hero, by the way. I just wanted to note that real quick. Now, Nano Boost will be amplified by quite a lot if you nano him while in the air. Because the missing health damage will be increased by quite a lot, so you can pretty much shut down tanks very easily. Now I want you to use your ultimate right here, Fury. Right here. So if you would ult and knock up a Roadhog, you can sleep him in the air as he's vaping, and then when he slams on the ground, you anti them. That's the idea. That's how you'd play with a Sigma on your team, is you want to anti them once they drop down. Because the first thing they'll do is they're going to try to heal themselves. So if you anti them and deny them that heal, it's a major, major counter. Like a major, major play with a Sigma player. So that'd be extremely ideal. Also keep in mind that if you do nano a Sigma, his overall damage is increased. So not just his ultimate, his left click, his rock, everything will be amplified by a lot. His shield is also 1.5k, which is far less than Orisa's shield, but he can pull it back and recharge it and put it out again. So he can actually reposition his shield quite often, just like that. And another thing to talk about is, does the shield come out faster if you're moving forward or backwards? So Fury is going to go ahead and show us here, and it is pretty much the exact same speed from what I'm looking at right here. It is the exact same speed, so it doesn't change or whatever. Same speed. Important to keep that in mind.
I'm just gonna note, whenever you sleep me, it gives me time to regen my shield.
Good point. Yeah.
So you said sleep and then wait, but if you want to stack on damage, it'll probably be...
Yeah, so if you sleep a full health Sigma, you'd just let him sleep. And then, so basically the idea is you let them sleep so that your other teammates can get with you and they stand on top of you and just kill you.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, it gives me time.
Yeah, that's good to know. Quick little easy tip. With Sigma, when he lands a stun, it pretty much sets up your sleep dart. So if he stuns right here, you sleep right there. He'll be slept. So you can actually combo as you see him. So this is the idea, right? Let's do this again. So you see you're healing people. Now Sigma, I want you to stun right there. So here's not gonna stun. Okay, boom. We can actually just see that happening. It's like a wind-up animation, so you have enough time to actually set up the sleep dart. So that's another thing to keep in mind with him and Anna. And it's a really good setup for catching people. From what I've seen in my games, the stun actually knocks people backwards a bit. So you can actually miss your sleep dart. But if they're against the wall, from what I've seen, if they're against the wall, they would just be stunned on the wall like this. So you can get a better sleep if they're actually on the wall. But from what I've seen, they actually get knocked backwards a bit. So try to use your sleep dart precisely when it comes to that situation, and just try to see where the rock is coming from, so you have a better idea when to sleep. But yeah, Alright, well that is pretty much it for the video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to hop over at my stream sometime at twitch.tv/Alninio9. And I'd like to heavily big thanks to Mrfurythegreat for helping us out with this video. I would not have done this without him. He really gave us more insight to and showcasing Ana plus Sigma interactions, because I really think it's important when a new hero is released, you just have a better idea of how things work and how things interact with that character specifically. So hop over to twitch.tv/Mrfurythegreat stream as well. It's going to be in the description below. He's been a great help, and I do suggest you watch him as well. He's very entertaining and very silly. So big thanks to Fury, and I'll see you guys in the arena. Peace out.
I think you understand the gravity of this situation.
Lights out.
Just go to sleep, Fury. We don't have time for this nonsense. But what you can do is you can sleep people in the air. So for example, Roadhog, he would vape. So I want you to ult me again, Fury. I just want to see if I can use abilities. Okay, so you can nade, you can shoot.